A bumper crop of apples inspired an Air Force veteran to open a new winery and tasting room outside of Cortez with a unique focus on wines fermented with local fruits. You're watching the Local News Network. I'm Wendy Graham-Settle. Cortez retiree Jim Wooten likes wines. But 4 years ago, he wasn't thinking about making wine, let alone making it commercially. But after he and his wife Jean retired to the Cortez area in the summer of 2016, Manka's orchards produced a bumper crop of apples, and the Wootens found themselves inundated with boxes of the fall fruit from friends who felt a need to share their abundance.
After my wife got done making all the applesauce and the apple jam she could stand, we still had these 3 huge boxes on the floor. And she looked at me and she said, "What are we going to do with these?" And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders and she went, "No, a bad answer. What are you going to do with all of these apples?" And so modern age, YouTube, Pinterest, you gotta love those avenues. And eventually wound up clicking on a YouTube video that said, "Click here, how to make easy apple wine." And so it's kind of, okay, how to make easy apple wine. So we out of these 3 huge boxes, made a gallon of apple wine, and we laughed, nobody died. And so then we made another gallon and nobody died. And then we shared it around a little bit and people were kind of like, "Well, that's not bad." Then we had a friend show up with 2 huge boxes of cherries. And so I piddled with those. And then my kids bought me my first little homemade winemaking kit that had a recipe book in it. And my son goes, "And then my dad became the mad scientist."
To say that Wooten went crazy with his new hobby is an understatement. He experimented with a number of fruits and fruit mixes, and he continues to create new combinations. But his specialties are the wines made from local fruits harvested from Montezuma County orchards. His varieties include sweet cherries, peaches, choke cherries, apricots, and plums, all harvested locally. He confesses to using supermarket fruits for some of his more exotic blends, like the one he calls Tutti Frutti. It includes pineapple, peach, strawberry, and mango. Unlike many fruit-flavored wines that use red or white grape wines as a base, Wooten uses only fruit, yeast, and sugar to develop the alcohol and enhance the wine's flavors. After giving away dozens of bottles, his friends encouraged him to produce the wine commercially and to open a tasting room. His wines debuted at the Dolores Harvest Fest this past fall, and the tasting room opened in his winemaking kitchen adjacent to his house shortly after. A tasting is a casual affair around a large farmhouse table. You can try a flight of 5 labels or purchase a glass of wine for $10 and sip it on the patio overlooking the La Plata Mountains and Mesa Verde. A bottle is $20 with case discounts available.
So I consider most of my wines just chill wines. Like my plum wine, the story I tell with my plum wine is I say, the day is done, you're sitting down to chill out, you're sitting in front of the fireplace in your recliner, prop your feet up, and you got your glass of plum wine and you go, "The day is done, leave me alone." So you sip your plum wine.
Yellow Car Country wines are far from the sweet concoctions you may associate with fruit brandies. Rather, they cross the palate like a dry Pinot Grigio with a crisp, clean aftertaste of fresh fruit. The Tutti Frutti tastes like a white Zinfandel, and even the apple cinnamon wine won over a recent gathering of friends, with one taster purchasing a bottle to enjoy with a sharp cheddar. And how did the Wootens come up with the name for Yellow Car Country wines? It originated with a road trip game called Slug Bug. When you see a Volkswagen Bug on the road, you slug a fellow passenger. Boys love it. Jean Wooten did not.
So she doesn't think slug bug is very funny. So she invented Yellow Car, which is why we're called Yellow Car Country wines. And then on the side of the label, it says "a kiss on the cheek." Because Jean's new version of the game, that's my wife's name, was you see a yellow car and you pass your neighbor a kiss on the cheek. And it's a great way to shut down 8th grade boys. They don't play.
Yellow Car Country Wines is located at 1345 South Broadway. Just look for the yellow roof. For hours of operation, visit the Facebook page at Yellow Car Country Wines. Thanks for watching this edition of Local News Network. If you'd like to see this story again, visit our website, where you can sign up to have us deliver your news directly to your inbox. I'm Wendy Graham Settle for the Local News Network.